Hello and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. In today's video we're looking at Supreme Strait, which is a new map that's being worked on. This game is going to be an 8v8. There's quite a lot of big names in this game, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of players. The big ones to not notice is we have Flash Shocks on one team. And on the bottom team here, we've got Ragnar, who, as probably most of you know, is a very high tier player. Fortunately, with one thing of watching the big plays is that there's a lot of pings. So apologies for all of the pings. Okay, so here we go. So let's see what things we've got. We've got bots at the front, yep. These two players here going vehicle on bot. NMJ going straight into the water, about the same time as his competitor here. Row in the back with bots. Master Mark with nothing yet. And Draken also with nothing yet. CJ... also a very good player, not building a factory just yet. Meanwhile at the bottom, Damus and Blade Runner both have their factories already up. Blade Runner going for a eco-ish start here with some res bots. There is a lot of metal and energy in the middle here, so both teams doing the same sort of thing. What else do we have? So we have Big Fonz, also a relatively good player as far as I'm aware. With bots, a hovercraft factory from Bugius rather. Evolved Monkey with bots, hasn't expanded to his further metal points like CJ has. Ragnar in the back here, starting with air. And Fontaine also going bots. Okay. So it does seem like top Naval is going to be completely uncontended, except for hovers. Bottom Navy is going to be a fight between CJ and Deltas. Meanwhile, in the middle here, we can see that Matt Butter definitely has a higher number of units in the middle. It is a race to get the reclaim as quick as you can. Flash pointing out there's some res bots there. That's a lot of resbot kills there. Blade Runner moving his commander up. Oh, not to assist, just to build the mechs point. Gonna try and get that LLT built. Meanwhile, Ragnar has one bomber up. He's gonna see what damage he can do with that one bomber. Of course, no one's gonna have any air defense yet. Hey, artillery out from Harto. Damage on Flash's economy there. And nothing on Harto, unfortunately. Unfortunately, not enough damage on that either. Meanwhile, we see Deltas here. Not got anything to shoot those subs, but enough to maybe try and push CJ out of the water. Definitely needs more though. Could maybe get an engineer or two though. Oh, that was a nice torpedo. Managed to dodge that one. Definitely got an engineer. Now remember that you cannot de-gun when you're in the water. So CJ at a bit of a disadvantage here with his commander, but the laser's still pretty good. That's a lot of metal though now given to CJ. Meanwhile, we've got Evolved Monkey trying to go into the water here, but he's not going to be able to kill that submarine. Which he might not actually know that, potentially. Meanwhile, Blade Runner very exposed here. Very low health. Not really any units to support him here. These artillery actually coming into play quite well. See, Ragnar's moved his commander here to the bottom right island to get a bit of additional economy. Meanwhile, Evil Monkey still lucky there, able to do something with that. Blade Runner getting pushed back here. Doesn't really have many units left. Amos also getting bombarded by that artillery there from Flash. Meanwhile, whilst that's a back and forward thing there, is Flash going to try and use his commander here for a D-gun? Doesn't have the energy for it. Oh. Oh, I thought they were going to go try and get his commander there with some ticks. Meanwhile, that is way too many torpedoes for Evolved Monkey to deal with, I think. No, but the offshore torpedo platform just outside of his area is an interesting choice. Meanwhile, Ragnar is fine down here. Still torpedoes causing problem for Deltas. Fontaine just control DD's commander there to get some reclaim, as he's about to get to Tech 2. Ragnar, on the other hand, is building hovercrafts over on his little island. Meanwhile, back in the middle here, so we've got some tanks coming out here. Big Fonzie's moving his commander up. Get the D-gun on that. A lot of metal being in the middle here. What will be interesting is to see who gets Tech 2 boats, if that happens, because they will quite easily be able to. Oh, Big Fonzie in trouble. Big Fonzie in big trouble. Big Fonzie down to 5% health. Just manages to survive. Very lucky here on that part. One artillery shot would have definitely caused him problems. Very lucky to survive. He's now back up to 8, but still not doing great. Meanwhile, at the top, we can see the hovercraft. Unfortunately, not really doing too much. Evolved Monkey finally getting into the water. Meanwhile, at the south, Delta's unfortunately not really able to do much with it. Ragnar has been spotted, and him going into the water there is not good. And he's actually going Control D in his commander here. Hoping to take that boat down with him, which he does. We've got a attacking hovercraft. Oh, they're boats. Meanwhile, in the middle, is definitely getting pushed back here. Damus getting artilleried. Trying to artillery back. Big Fonzie still quite low health. Blade Runner without any energy to D-gun, even if he wanted to as well. A lot of pings going off from CJ. Ah, as that is where Ragnar's hovercraft's about to come in. Rushing to try and build some defences there if they can. Fonzie doing quite a bit of work in the middle here as well. Ragnar getting his comm wreck, which is good, which means he didn't lose it for nothing. Not going to get enough of it though, unfortunately, as CJ is also getting it. Ragnar managed to get up and is actually going straight for CJ by the looks of it. They know he's there. It's not like they don't know where he is. Some units got up on here as well. It's going to cause economy problems for CJ. Meanwhile, in the middle, Damus trying to hang on under the sheer artillery barrage that's coming in. Blade Runner also struggling to hold on. Fonzie building a Twilight Max in the middle of nowhere purely for probably the EMP self-D that it can cause to try and stop any units rushing in. Meanwhile, Evolved Monkey struggling to get out of his water spawn. He currently does have the ship advantage on that front, but he's not willing to risk it. NMJ not really able to do much in this ocean here to really cause much of an impact, other than keep Evolved Monkey busy. Meanwhile, Ragnar managed to basically take out all of CJ's economy that was on land, leaving him with only one metal extractor, which is going to definitely cause him some problems. Meanwhile, Ragnar just really building units, not really even building any economy. Pumping all of his economy basically into units right now. Meanwhile, in the middle, the North team definitely has a unit advantage. And they are indeed building a nuke. With 1 minute left until the nuke is complete by their eco player. Unfortunately, Ragnar's not going to be able to stop that. Meanwhile, what's going on at the back here? Fontaine reclaiming his factory. He's not really done anything to participate in this game so far. Unfortunately, he seems to be a little bit behind. I mean, he obviously only had the 3 mexes he had to begin with, but when you compare his to this player up here, the fact that he's even working on a nuke in comparison is, you know, quite a big difference. Meanwhile, Big Fonzie and the Southside team getting pushed back even more. Blade Runner really struggling to group up any sorts of decent amount of units. Meanwhile, water to the north. The hovercraft and maybe hovercraft and combine boat attack here might do quite well. And except they're being a bit passive about it. Not making the most out of the opportunity there. Mid still getting pushed back. Don't know if they can really do much against this. Fon's still trying to build more Twilights. Oh, flashes com going in the D-guns. Unfortunately, that Twilight just causing issues for his own units there, unfortunately. EMP and all of his own stuff. They must go in here for the D-gun. Has to D-gun his own stuff in order to get rid of a chunk of them. It's not going to be enough. Damus just surviving. 1% health. Big Fonzie coming here with a cover. At the same time, is Big Fonzie going to notice? No, he doesn't notice in time. Those units there could have done quite a bit of damage when the EMP went off. Meanwhile, CJ still holding the water. Slowly getting back his economy. Deltar's unfortunately not really doing too much. Keeps losing his units. He has got Tech 2 now. The massive, massive tick swarm. And mass artillery. The nuke is now finished. Halfway through building. None of the South team has anti-nuke yet. Oh, the EMP did its job there. It's a big force of maces getting killed. Definitely worth it there. Meanwhile, top team is saying to use the nuke on Ragnar's base. Little do they know, Ragnar basically doesn't have a base. And that in his base is basically nothing. But, it doesn't matter as the scouts are coming out here. Will the scouts see that Ragnar has nothing? They do get through. Which they now know that Ragnar's not there. So that nuke will not be wasted. A lot of boats dead on that north side. NMJ able to hold on. Meanwhile in the middle, Blade Runner, maybe he looked like he was going to suicide his comm then, but no, just taking 3 damage. Meanwhile, what we get to see at the top here is a massive bomber swarm. I say massive, not necessarily massive, but still quite large. 12 bombers. Currently, the south team doesn't really have any sort of anti-air defense going up. And this may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. The bombers are going to come in, find a hole. And here goes the nuke. Where is it going? Bombs coming in at the same time here. Pretty much going to take Evolved Monkey's Eco out of the game. Nuke is going for Fontaine. And that is the other Eco player out of the game. Meanwhile, Evolved Monkey's Eco is completely gone as well. Ragnar getting a little bit upset. Lots and lots of craters on the floor here. All the metal makers going up in smoke. Fortunately, a bit too late here for the air defense. As one team's also almost gone. Right, so second wave of bombers coming in. Sniper bots also on the field here. Big Fonzie surely not going to last much longer. Damus trying to get to Tech 2. Blade Runner also Tech 2. Building some Sheldons. Looks like they really want Ragnar's base nuked out of the game. So he's not really doing much to contend to this. Massive air raid in the middle here. Huge damage on the base here from Bigius. All of the energy production gone. And Big Fonzie's base gets hit as well. Big chain reaction there from the Metal Makers. Also hit Blade Runner's Metal Makers. A lot of damage. This is not looking good for the bottom team here. Really struggling to keep going. Meanwhile, we're about to get some hovercrafts push onto what is left of Ragnar's base. The nuke is still not ready yet, but about to be. Meanwhile, the only anti-nuke that's actually got a nuke, I believe, is the aircraft carriers from Deltas. Quickly find the one that's in this base down to the south here. Com gone now in the middle. Fortunately, I missed that one. I believe it might be a Matt's. Fonzie pushing up with all this units. Will he be able to make an impact? Pushing down the sniper bot. Just going to go for the eco instead, which is not a bad choice. Zeus and the chain, though, took a lot of those units out. Meanwhile, some nice damage here from Big Fonzie again on Flash's economy. A lot of solars there chained. Don't know how much you'll be able to get. That fusion is definitely not going up. Yep. Another commander dead in the middle. Looks like that was Flash's this time. Bomb is throwing everything they've got. Big naval fight happening at the top here. NMJ might not have enough stuff to stop that. He's got, the nuke coming in here. May hit Evolved. Unfortunately, Evolved already moved. Not really that much of an impact. NMJ's commander in the middle of the ocean here. Should be enough to take out the factory. It does. NMJ now forced out the water temporarily. Meanwhile, Ragnar's trying to rebuild. Fontaine's left the game. Southside also trying to build a nuke. Big yes. That's going to take a very, very long time, and it's not really going to get built. Meanwhile, Big Fonzie and Damus getting all of the reclaim in the middle. 2 full commander wreckages there. That's a lot of reclaim. Blade Runner able to push forward with some units here. Although they'll do too much, I don't think. As they're already getting pushed back. Radar jammer's gone as well. But tables have very swiftly turned. Evolved Monkey managing to take the ocean in the north with Biggest's help from the hovers. Meanwhile, Delta's really struggling to hold the bottom. Master Mark helping with some hovers as well. Here comes another big bomber wave. Have they built any air defense yet in the middle? Some. Still going to get the bombs off though. Aiming for the anti-nuke. And they got it. So Deltas now could move this anti-nuke close to the shore to try and cover. Nuke's launching though. It's going to be too late. Where is the nuke going? Big Fonzie still pushing middle with Damus. Ragnar's trying to get back in the game with the eco at the back here, but it's not really going to do much. Oh, all of Big Fonzie's economy gone. Fortunately, the aircraft carrier's anti-nuke didn't really do enough to survive. Meanwhile, Delta's, with no units left at all, is getting absolutely destroyed in the water here. Big Fonzie's units that he had, all the swarm stuff, trying to push in the middle. Does a decent amount of damage. Matt Bladder's base basically destroyed here as well. Lost his tech too. Big Evolved Monkey pressure in the top here. Oh dear. CJ's pushed onto the water. Delta's unable to hold the water from the hovers. MJ now lost to sea entirely in the north. Unfortunately, Evolved Monkey has no air defense, so those bombers can absolutely destroy that stuff that he's got. Not that it's really going to matter, because they've lost the sea to the south. Here comes the bombers wave again. It's going to come try and take out Buggius. Still do not have anywhere near enough And that's it. Southside has resigned. Quite a close game, very to and fro. Northside did seem to have the advantage for the majority of the game. Unfortunately, if Evolved Monkey would have pushed forward on that Northside sooner, it may have changed the tide. Being able to push different units in the middle, that would have made quite a substantial difference. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So that's the end of that one. Thank you all for watching. If you prefer larger games as opposed to the 1v1s, do let me know in the comments. I'm trying out this PvP casting sort of style videos for you guys. Let me know what you think of them, and if you'd like me to do some more. And that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time.